From March 2024, Canada is offering euthanasia as a treatment option for mental illness. Introduced in 2016 for people who had terminal illness and expanded in 2021 to those who had incurable illnesses. It's an increase of 35% in 2022 in the uptake of assisted death, as has 51% in Quebec. This is under the guise of compassion, this false virtue agenda. The right to die with dignity.
All the religious groups are against me because I'm talking about population. They want more souls, I want less on the planet.
Like I'm putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. Won't you fight for your life? Frogs. I don't like a frog. Gay freaking frogs. Frogs. Freaking frog crap. Won't you fight the frogs? It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Frogs.
So, I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
I'm on meth.
I'm on meth.
I'm on meth.
Pitbull Super. You want to go hard like a dog? You want to go hard like a dog, Big Daddy? Not just any dog. Hard like a pit bull. Oh, yeah. Then you need Pitbull Super. Go get yourself some Pitbull Super.
Warning. Not to be used in hotel orgies with your friends. Side effects may include splitting penis or exploding penis, resembling a shotgun blast.
Pitbull Super, you stud. Try it now.
You probably thought this deer was alive, and this coyote was alive, and this pheasant was alive. Nope, they're not. They're dead. They've been taxidermized by Chuck Testa. Ojai Valley Taxidermy. I specialize in the most lifelike dead animals anywhere. Period.
Look at that antelope driving a car.
Nope, it's just Chuck Testa.
Oh no, there's a bear in my bed.
Nope, Chuck Testa.
Hold on a second. There's a leopard feeding on an impala out on my deck.
Nope, it's just Chuck Testa with another realistic mount. Shipped to me from anywhere. Call Chuck Testa for the most lifelike dead animals around, period.
Did that rhino just order a drink?
Nope.
Chuck Testa does not taxidermize pets.
Paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive. Selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. She sleeps sleeps in the same room with that creepy weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet.
If you don't subscribe to Phantom Facts Society, then don't talk to me or my son ever again.
Ever again.
Ever again.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Broadcasting live from the Free Speech Studios. Deep within the city of Fountain. With over 4 years of satisfying the curious mind and looking damn sexy while doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, Phantom Fact Society.
Welcome to Phantom Fact Society. I am forever in your debt as the ginger resistance here in the tunnels of Kansas City. And there are tunnels here. Our camera's all sorts of messed up, and that's okay because we it's better than just the green wall that we had with the Damon interview. But it's a process. It's a process here. We see Alf riding it live. And welcome everyone to Phantom Fact Society. Before we get too far, I want to introduce everyone to the brand new song Trailer Tommy. It's the brand new, just released, maybe 5 minutes ago. Trailer Tommy.
Just a young one, not more than 23, and old Tommy met at Memphis 503. He was from the swampland and I was from the hills, and we both found out we liked smoking behind the trailer wheels. Tommy light me a strong one, Tommy smoke a green one, Tommy roll a timber and send me on my way. Way up north the days are cold and heaters barely heat. Plants don't grow and lizards die and dogs are stuck inside. And if you had a ball that was dry, old Tommy, he didn't mind. He'd just light a swisher sweet and help you on your feet. Tommy light me a strong one, Tommy smoke a green one, Tommy roll a timber and send me on my way. Tommy light me a strong one, Tommy smoke a green one, Tommy roll a timber and send me on my way.
Trailer Tommy by I haven't decided what to name my AI band yet, but that's the first song on the album, fellas. So Trailer Tommy for everyone there. Welcome everyone to Phantom Fact Society. Quite the show for you today. Quite the show. Now we have given ourselves time here at Phantom Fact Society to let the Charlie Kirk assassination really settle in. And it has changed vastly from the day of the assassination to what people believe. I mean, it's all over the place now, what people believe now. And if you see, we'll put down in the comments a link for you to call in. Plus, we're going on TikTok Live after we get off here to do random comments from call-ins about this subject, because I'm curious. I have heard a million things. I mean, we all sat. It's sort of interesting, right? Because it's very parallel to Trump and what happened to Trump. The illustrious, wonderful leader Trump, and what happened to him on his assassination attempt. I mean, both pretty close to the neck. Obviously, Trump lived. Charlie Kirk did not. And but both in front of a public audience, both being recorded. I mean, I guess they find the shooter right away with Trump, whereas we know anything about? We do know that Erika Trump has forgiven him. We know that. Other than that, I don't know anything else about this guy. I think there's like 80 some gag orders on witnesses that can't talk about it. Now, last time I checked, I need to get this clipped. Mental note, clip Randy saying this is America, because I thought this was America. I thought this was America, people. You know, where witnesses could go out in the open and say what they knew before getting whacked by the powers that be. I thought this was America. And there's nothing more demeaning than calling it a gag order. All right? First of all, for men, that excites us. Gag order. Not that type of gag order, bud. You can... We're already... Listen, we're already going down a dark hole here. And we have barely just started. But you know what we haven't just started? Is the brand new single from the all new, I don't know the band name yet, Trailer Tommy. Y'all are so lucky. You're so lucky here at Fan Facts. I think I spent probably 40 minutes on that. I know Naomi's exhausted with bluegrass right now. She's just like, if I hear another banjo be plucked, I have a weird shaped head, so of course my headphones fell off, but it's in a precarious position. I think we got. All right, there you go. Right. I'm teasing everyone, right? We gotta get to Erika. We gotta talk about her. Sweet, poor streamer loving Erika. But before that, obviously, everyone sees my attire. And if you're listening, I will describe it. It is the attire of victory. That is what I'm wearing today. This is a victorious person's attire. And people who see this attire that know what's going on after Thanksgiving understand that 9 out of 10 times, this is the best attire to wear. 9 out of 10 times. But besides that, this goes out 9 out of 10 times to my good buddy.
I got my ball to my butt, yeah. Oh my God, what did I do? I can't.
I think they'll be playing that song at the stadium, for sure. All right. The colors of success is, of course, black and gold. And I do believe we'll have to double check this with the facts department. I don't know. I think they should be in the 2025 year-end result for most bushels per acre, Iowa versus Nebraska. Really the only way to tell if you've got better corn or not. I do believe Iowa has won that 9 out of the last 10 times. 9 out of the last 10 times. All right. I say we lost our one Husker fan, so we can move on now, effectively. The stats here. We are checking. The new stats are in. Iowa had 219 bushels per acre to 191 for Nebraska. Ugh. 191. 191 bushels to 200. What was it? 219. Oh, well, that's just how it goes. Listen, we've got a serious show. Right? I know we're talking about corn yields per bushel, Iowa versus Nebraska, but more importantly, we need to talk about Turning Point USA, Erika Kirk, cell phones and big rockets. That's the topic for today's show. And just for the joy, you get to also enjoy the brand new single, Trailer Tommy, everyone.
Just a young one, not more than 23, and old Tommy met at Memphis 503. He was from the swampland and I was from the hills, and we both found out we liked smoking behind the trailer wheels. Tommy liked me a strong one, Tommy smoked a green one, Tommy rolled a timber and sent me on my way. Way up north the days are cold and heaters barely heat. Plants don't grow and lizards die and dogs are stuck inside. And if you had a ball that was dry, old Tommy, he didn't mind. He'd just light a swisher sweet and help you on your feet. Tommy light me a strong one, Tommy smoke a green one, Tommy roll a timber and send me on my way. Tommy light me a strong one, Tommy smoke a green one, Tommy roll a timber and send me on my way.
That's Trailer Tommy, everybody, from a band yet to be named. Maybe you guys can help me name it. All 11 of you. Welcome to Phantom Fact Society. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button while you are here. We will be going live on TikTok to our thousands of followers to discuss this matter in more depth. But before we go there, and I mean, listen, the amount of messages I have gotten on on every DM platform on social media regarding Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's not dead. Charlie Kirk is dead, but the Jews killed him. The juice box, excuse me, I have misspoken. The juice boxes of the apple and pomegranate variety killed him. All sorts of theories. And I mean, please, in the comments here, people, feel free to share what you have heard. But I will say that when I first saw it, I am 100% convinced that Mr. Kirk was indeed dead immediately as soon as that bullet ripped through his neck. Now, I get it, Hollywood, but let's be honest, people. Have you seen Hollywood? They suck. It's not good. There's not, and Charlie Kirk couldn't act, right? I mean, could you? I'm just saying, couldn't. Now, I'm all aboard, people. The shooter, the theories behind that, Candace Owens, all these other people on X doing their hard-earned research. Listen, if you want to find research, and now, granted, you're going to find a lot of crazy stuff out there. That is the price we pay for free speech. But if you can sift through the craziness, you will find some very interesting stuff about this shooter. And the videos, I mean, it was fishy from the start. More fishy, I would say, than the Trump rep. The fishy stuff about Trump was how in the heck did the kid get up there? Who coached the kid? Who gave this kid all the money to go get the stuff needed? You know, there's a lot of questions there. Charlie Kirk, very, very different story. Now, of course, we covered it right away on the show, like everyone did. And the reason why we covered it is because earlier this year we had I wouldn't say epiphany, but we went down the rabbit hole, as we do here in a podcast for the curious mind, and that was the control of the media, the control of these news agencies, the control of the porn industries. I'm looking at you. The control of music. Now, we could be very broad sweeping here, and we're not going to be that way. Because we understand people of all faiths are corrupt. But we did see, it did sort of seem like when you see only Italians own sanitation companies, you start to wonder. And that's what we did when Kirk was put to rest.
I've been to Israel many times.
Shortly after this going.
I've been to Israel many times. The whole country's a fortress. When I first heard this story, I still have the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find this very hard to believe. I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun that's an IDF soldier, right? The whole country is surveilled. And so let me just kind of go through this. We don't talk about Israeli politics very often, and most Americans don't know this. The last 9 months, Israel was on the brink of civil war. It's not an exaggeration. This judicial stuff, there were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu was basically redefining the Israeli constitution. That's not an exaggeration, right? He said the judicial branch has too much power. There were protests planned this week against Netanyahu, where they anticipated tens of thousands of people to take to the streets. That's all gone, Patrick. Netanyahu now has an emergency government and a mandate to lead. I'm not willing to go so far that saying that Netanyahu knew or there was intelligence here, but I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand down order? Was there a stand down order? 6 hours? I don't believe it. Israel's the size of New Jersey. When I took a helicopter ride from Jerusalem to the Gaza border, it's 45 minutes. Wow. 6 hours. They're live streaming the killing of Jews. Did somebody in the government say stand down? That is a legitimate, non-conspiracy question. The whole country is the IDF. The whole country is. Yeah. And you're trying to tell me that they're going to concerts and kibbutzes and schools and by report.
We know that wasn't the only ordeal. I'm pulling up some more clips. I had one clip to sort of, set the mood, but I feel like it's not enough justice, right? Because we could pull any clip, right? We could pull any clip. So let's see if we can find a little bit more proof for you here. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go to X, Charlie Kirk right here. Boom. Here's one with Megan Kelly.
And publicly are pushing people like you and me away. Not like we're going to be pro-Hamas. Not like we're going to, but we're like, honestly, the way you are treating me is so repulsive. I have text messages, Megan, calling me an anti-Semite. I am learning biblical Hebrew and writing a book on the Shabbat. I honor the Shabbat, literally the Jewish Sabbath. I visit Israel and fight for it. And there's another article out in the Times of Israel today. I could read it on air. I was just reading before I got on. Charlie, what are you doing? Like, what am I doing? I'm sorry. Like, let's just take a step back here. Like, I'm an American citizen. Yes, I want Israel to win. Yes, I'm a Christian. But like some of the mess, and you've seen how I've been treated, Megan, by some, not all, by some.
No, it's very irritating.
It's
been so unfair. They were coming after you after Turning Point for, among other things, that you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith is allowed to criticize Israel. You're at both sides. The Israeli side was overrepresented.
No, you're not allowed to. It's even worse than that. Again, I just want to repeat for the 5th time. I love Israel. I want Israel to win. But my moral character is now being put into question, Megan. Not my decisions. Not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no, I am a bad person if I do this. And I could go, I mean, you saw it, Megan. It was trending on Twitter, thousands of tweets and text messages. And if I were to be charitable and generous, I will say the people that are attacking me are in a hyper paranoid state because they're at war, and war tends to make things black and white. And you're a hammer looking for a nail. So I'm trying to be charitable, Megan. Literally, I'm trying to cut as much slack as I can, right? Like, okay, what would it be like if all of a sudden I'm starting to see a pattern of behavior similar to what my grandparents saw in 1930s Germany online? How would I behave? So that
Charlie Kirk was coming to the realization that this show had come across years prior. And if you don't agree with me, I mean, I'll put the link here in the comments, and I encourage you, come and talk to me, civilized about it. I post right there on YouTube, on Facebook, on if you've got an opinion on this, feel free. But here's the thing. How do you go out? Here's the link, fellas, if you want to call in, if you have opinions on this. But how do you justify what Israel? I mean, the only way I know about the Holocaust is because they taught me everything about the Holocaust. They taught me everything about the Holocaust. They taught me that, it started slow. It started with the wealthy. It started, with ghettos, right? They found a suburb to put all of the Jews in, walled them off, let them out on work permits before finally eradicating them. How was Gaza not a ghetto? I mean, the very definition of a ghetto is what Gaza. There was a wall that completely surrounded it for generations. We think of the 60s, we think of good old Elvis Presley and Jim Croce, and the only reason I said that was because we think of a happy beboppy time, Yeah, the Cold War was going on. That was a bummer. But for the most part, for our parents, pretty good. Pretty good time for them. Meanwhile, your grandpa never been outside the city. Your dad could never get a work permit to leave the city. And now you can't get a work permit to leave the city. But you're supposed to be thrilled. You're supposed to be thrilled and happy and, be content with your weekly rations since 1960s, people. Since the 1960s, they did this. And then, did they provide them the means to? I mean, if they moved their best military force 6 hours away and then kept them away while the whole attack went down. Oh, this is documented. I mean, we don't have to. We're not going to. Everybody on here knows that. And the problem was Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was starting to realize that. I mean, and that was making, he went on, I mean, you guys know the podcast tour, right? You go Ben Shapiro, you go PBD, you go Joe Rogan, you go Megyn Kelly, go Glenn Beck, you do the cycle. Something I have never done. But if you're Charlie Kirk status, you do the cycle, right? And now here's the problem. Charlie Kirk, was doing the cycle and saying the wrong stuff. And then he went on Megyn Kelly. And it was so bad that Benjamin Netanyahu, in the middle of a war, picked up his phone and called Charlie Kirk personally and said, Charlie, I'd love to invite you to South Philly, but I'm currently away in Israel. Come visit me. It's nice. It's kosher. It's kosher. Come on over, Charlie. And Charlie, according to Charlie, politely declined the offer. Now, maybe that insulted. Now, I don't know. I don't know what the culture is in Philly, but if you say no to a Philly sandwich, you're getting whacked. And Benjamin's got Benjis to get you Benji whacked. You know what I'm saying? He's got connections. It got pretty sketchy from that point. All right, so we have to dissect this, right? We've had time to think about it. Let's go back to what happened. Let's play it back in our heads, all right? Charlie gets whacked. Immediately, there's a guy on the ground, old man, claiming he did it. Turns out he didn't do it. We all know the religious affiliation of this man. I can't tell you that that's not a plan. To me, guys, seems like a plant. The camera angles that were recording that day, that recorded the shot, there's some interesting stuff on the people that would be recording that. All sorts of weird stuff start adding up, right? Like the guy jumping down from the parking lot or wherever the shooter was located, supposedly with a rifle, a long barrel rifle tucked into his pants. He was able to leap 4 stories, barrel roll. Just weird stuff not making sense. And then we have the Charlie Kirk Memorial Service. Right? We have the Charlie Kirk Memorial. And Erika. Now, listen. When I die, I'm selfish. I don't want a celebration of life. I don't want you celebrating anything. I want you to be mournful, in tears, can't catch your breath. You're so devastated. None of this, Corey wanted us to be happy. No, not at all. I want you miserable. I want you ugly crying. I want you to ugly cry and force a man to ugly cry. That's, I feel like, you can get someone to, that's a win. You have won at life if you are getting ugly cries. Now, I mean, I think that's wrong. But that's not what happened here. No. Let's watch. Every time. All right, so I'm watching the funeral service, right? I mean, you got to understand. And it's not that long ago, people, devastation, that free speech, the idea of goodwill, even to those who deeply disagree with you on core issues, that you could still go out in the open and proclaim your ideas, not in a way to incite hate, but in a way to justify your belief. And someone could challenge that. And then at the end of the day, both of you walk away and you still disagree. Maybe you've changed. Maybe he's changed. That was the whole point of debate and free speech, right? That idea was murdered in front of us. It was executed in front of us. The idea you could have free speech was literally, they killed him in front of you, in front of me. And there's two things when I see that. First of all, everyone stops. Second of all, they want to normalize it. Let's normalize killing those who don't agree with us. That's the idea. I mean, what does that mean for me? You know, I say Huskers are historically known as the bug eaters before changing their name in the 1920s because of the pure shame of their program. And you're a Husker fan's gonna fucking pelt me to death with a corn cob? No. No. So anyway, you can understand. Now, of course, we're resolved now. Months later, we're resolved. But at the time, felt a little shaky. It felt a little shaky. And then we have this memorial service for Charlie Kirk. Really the beacon of our generation for free speech. And his wife, his widowed wife, his poor widowed wife who watched her husband be executed for his ideals. Now with 3 kids without a father. I mean, just really a momentous situation of what's left behind, and then, and then what it meant for Charlie. What Charlie leaves behind, what he gets to miss out on. And of course, Mrs. Kirk comes out and
Please give a warm welcome.
And we're caught into the moment. Look at that crowd. We're caught into the moment of sadness and resolve and the gravity of what happened in America just a few days ago. And now his widow is going to come out and just say a few words. We don't expect much. I didn't expect her to come out at all, but the resolve that, and it shows because Charlie saw the resolve because he had resolve,
Welcome to Mrs. Erika Kirk.
All right. I mean, already a little weird because it's CEO and chair of Turning Point USA, Erika Kirk. Is this a corporate meeting? Oh, now is this a little thing? Right? Maybe that seems very specific. Right? What picture would you like of you and Charlie? What do you want to say? Well, if you could introduce me as CEO and Chair Erika Kirk. Do you want to be Mrs. Charlie Kirk? Well, no. I'll go as CEO and Chair Erika Kirk. Yeah. Just a little weird, all right? Now, I didn't even notice that until I seen it this time. The part that really stood out to me was this part right here. Let me look at my loved one. When you pass, if you pass, God forbid the thought, we know it's not going to happen. But if it was, you pass before me, Can I have streamers at your funeral? Ask your loved ones that at Thanksgiving tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Would you have streamers? I mean, look at this. Who? It's just not adding up to me. I'm watching this and I am heartbroken, as was the nation who loved free speech. Heartbroken. My DMs filled up with people like, I don't know what to do. What does this mean? How did they get to Charlie? Meanwhile, his wife recently now I begin to think, well, in the moment of grief, not thinking clearly, still trying, maybe it seems tacky, right? Okay, so now I'm feeling all right. Well, she's obviously, it's just so tacky though. So maybe the streamers aren't her idea. Well, it turns out yesterday they were. Now she claims the streamers were because they were Charlie's favorite stuff. But it just seems. And then the second pause. Isn't one pause good enough? Ladies and gentlemen, after we talk about what we know about Erika Kirk, Mrs. Kirk, I think we're going to think that this was a lot more showy than anything else. That's just my personal opinion. But I mean, look at the bulletproof glass right there. That thick bulletproof glass. Seems a bit showy to me for someone who may know there is no threat of her being shot at. All right, we get the idea, right? Let's dive in. Let's dive into Miss Erika Kirk. What do we know about Miss Erika Kirk? Quite a few things, actually. Quite a few things. First of all, Miss Erika Kirk was Miss Erika Francevy. Francevy? Is that the proper pronunciation? Francevy? So Miss Erika Francevy, divorced parents. Not that we're judging. Just saying. Now you're going to hear a lot of stuff like Erika Kirk met Charlie in Israel. Erika Kirk did this. Erika Kirk did that. Erika Kirk. I propose that Erika Kirk is merely the chess piece. Merely the pawn, dare I say, in something much more at play here, ladies and gentlemen. Much more diabolical. And to find out what that means is we have to go through what we know. First of all, we know Erika Kirk, parents divorce, both involved in government and I'm not talking city clerk government. I'm talking NSA, CIA, military. All right. Now, here's the fascinating thing. You can find the leaked documents that were leaked by who was it? Was it Jar 2? We'll post in the show notes. Leaked documents of I think it was back in 2012, 2013 they leaked these documents. So it's probably around Snowden time, a little prior to Snowden time. Erika's mom certainly falls in that list. And I think she was in Phoenix, Arizona at the time. Now, Erika's mom was in charge of several government contracts in which she won I forget what it was, like joint commission bullshit award for a business helping out the military. Business helping out the military. And that's exactly what now we've got clips here. Let me see if I can pull these up of Erika Kirk talking. I did get a little distracted by some Victoria Nuland stuff and Biden corruption. I'm realizing that now as I'm looking over. Oh, and then cocaine with Zelensky. Can I just share this real quick? This has literally happened earlier today. Now, I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to tease you about the Erika Kirk thing here. We're going to get to it. But as I'm trying to buy myself some time, there is some interesting stuff coming out of Ukraine. Now, in the middle of peace negotiations where Ukraine has to come to the realization they were snuckered into a war and give up all of the territory that they've lost, good old Zelensky is what? Oh yeah, there it is. Look at this.
Дуже предметно координувати нашу дипломатію. Дуже предметно.
Oh, come on, guys. We know what that is. We know what that is.
Дуже предметно координувати.
That's a sign. First of all, that thing was huge. That's a big old rock, which is a sign to me he's doing too much. If you got that big of pause and grind up your stuff a little better. All right? Give yourself some time. Yeah, she does seem to put. I'm sorry. I got distracted. We got to give me one quick second here, ladies and gentlemen. I did see that Erika Kirk started a company. Let's backtrack. She wins Miss Arizona after moving to Arizona from Ohio. Now, I saw some reports that said she went from Ohio to Colorado to Arizona. But either way, she ends up in Arizona. And then immediately wins Miss Arizona. Do you guys want to see what that looks like? For science purposes, obviously. Let me pull it up here. Give me one quick second. You know what? While we wait.
Just a young one, not more than 23, and old Tommy met at Memphis 503. He was from the swampland and I was from the hills, and we both found out we liked smoking behind the trailer wheels. Tommy liked me a strong one, Tommy smoke a green one, Tommy roll a timber and send me on my way.
All right. That's Tommy Trailer Tommy. By the Pickin' Dickens? Huh? Trailer Tommy by the Pickin' Dickens. Someone write it down. I won't remember. Shout out to the Pickin' Dickens for allowing us to play that. We appreciate that. That's going to be quite a hit for them in the Profit Circle. Let's get back to important things here. And that is Erika Kirk. Right now, obviously, my research is just a starting point, right? I encourage you guys, if I get something wrong, I expect you guys. I don't encourage you. I expect you to correct me. Right? Don't just sit there and take it. You yell at me and tell me I'm wrong. All right. That being said, let me pull this up. I want to find I spent so much time trying to find Erika Kirk in her own words, because otherwise we're just running into this hearsay problem with conspiracies. We're like, well, I heard she did this, and I heard I did this. Now, here's the timeline. And the timeline is important because her mom is tied in with the NSA. And everywhere I read, it said her dad was tied into Raytheon Israel. All right. And we will get into Raytheon, right? It's some fuzzy word that makes, you've heard of it. We're going to get into it. And it loops all the way back to Daddy Bush. All right. That's right. Old Prescott back in the 1900s. But we'll get back. Let's go and see what Erika says, why she moved with her family to Arizona.
How did your mom choose Phoenix?
So she chose to move to Phoenix from Ohio because there was more of an opportunity for a female business owner out here.
What does that mean? And you're damn right. I'm going to pause and dissect, right? Because we are building a character case of what type of woman Erika Kirk is. Now, I know this woman. I know this woman very well. Very specific type of woman. But I'll let you come to your conclusions here, right? So come to Phoenix for a while.
Because there was more of an opportunity for a female business owner out here. Especially from the standpoint of she was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense. And so she had other business partners that were out here that were already in that industry, even one that was a mentor of hers. So it was really convenient to be able to come all together in one place to really have that. But my father ended up moving out here as well because my grandparents had a home out in Sun City. And so it took a little bit to get everyone out here. It took several years, but by that time, everyone was out here. So we had a little bit more family than just us.
So.
All right. She had some defense contracts that she could work with. More opportunities for the business women. Which listen, ladies, I'm all for you running businesses. I am. I'm just saying that's what Erika Kirk. That's she seems like a pretty focused woman. Now you can go on her Wikipedia here, and you will find all sorts of things about Erika Kirk and her degrees. Here's the thing. All right, how much older was she than Charlie? 4 or 5 years, I think. 4 or 5 years. All, CEO, in charge of all this stuff. And now she has found herself a man, a self-made man, a good man. 5 years older than him. And this is the one she wishes to breed with. And that's exactly what she does. She finds him, marries him, and they start popping out babies because this is her time frame. Charlie falls within her time frame. Now, listen, I get it. It works out for some people. I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying there is that type of woman. There is a woman who falls in love with a man and has kids accidentally. There's a woman that never has kids, and then there's the woman that has kids on her timeline. And she's going to find herself a man to fix that need. So, excuse the expression, plug that hole. So, all right, that was a little crass. And that's exactly what Miss Erika Kirk did. She found herself trying. Now, here's the thing. She wins Miss Arizona after she moves down to Phoenix. And then immediately starts working with the U.S. military. Sounds strange? A little bit. Sounds a little strange. Not so much, because you find out that her dad, like I said earlier, is in charge of Raytheon. Yes, Raytheon. Now, I'm just going to do a quick little quick little screen share here. Here we go. Raytheon, for you who, for those who need to see it, what Raytheon is. Raytheon, better known as RTX, was established in 1922. In 1922, Vannevar Bush, scientist and professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering at MIT, created this company named Raytheon. And essentially, what they did was created radar. So, the beep beep, and they could map out, and then, pretty big deal for that time. Pretty big deal. Now, I'm reading this, and I look, who is Mr. Vannevar Bush? Right? And, you read the beginning of this. I read the whole Wikipedia thing. The whole Wikipedia article on Vannevar Bush. And, old Vannevar. Look at this guy. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, this guy, I see similarities over here with old Vannevar. And, but, you look at his early life and education. He was born in Everett, Massachusetts, third child, only son, Richard Perry Bush, the local pastor and his wife, Emma. Just little fella getting along, right? Nope. Turns out his brother is Prescott Bush. Yes, the Prescott Bush, which led to George H.W. Bush, which led to George W. Bush and Jeb Bush. And what do they build, people? What does good old Raytheon build? Well, let's check out their products and services right here. Air traffic control systems. Well, those haven't been working too good lately. Isn't that interesting? They do radars and sensors, satellite sensors, just communications, radioactive material detection system. Those are nice. Semiconductor. Missile. Here it is. Here's the moneymaker right here. Missile defense systems. Raytheon is developing a ground-based interceptor that includes a booster missile and a kinetic exo-atmospheric kill vehicle. I mean, these guys suck at naming stuff. Exo-atmospheric kill vehicle or EKV. Now, that's what this does, right? That's what Raytheon builds. Now, I can only think of one country in the entire world that needs a interceptor missile to shoot down missiles coming towards it. I mean, a lot of countries need to stock that once. I know of a country that needs to keep restocking missiles. I know of a country, not going to say who, but I'm going to say that this country, sometimes they have to shoot a bunch of their protection missiles off and they need to restock them. And what a sweet gig that would be if you were the salesman to that country. Like if it was your job, it was your job. And like, here, Gary, you're in charge of this country. We'll give them a 13% discount if they order in bulk. And you're like, God, that cuts into my commission. But then this country goes and just starts wars with other countries all the time. And in response, they have to defend themselves from getting attacked. And then they call you up like 3 times a year and like, hey, don't mind the accent, but you're like, is this someone from Philly? No, don't worry about it. I'm just saying, Rocky is the best film ever made, and I need some anti-ballistic missiles. Defense. That's a sweet gig. Now imagine if that was your gig And your shitty son-in-law is about to ruin that. You've had this gig since your daughter was a little girl. And you've done everything you could for her. You know, you raised her up right, sort of. You put her in pageants. You put her in charge of an orphanage where they trafficked 86,000 kids out of Romania. 87,000 kids out of Romania. But she was the face of it. And she probably didn't know that 87,000 kids were trafficked out of Romania during the 1990s all the way through 2014. And I'm not saying that just because the person in charge of the day-to-day operations of an orphanage in Romania that was being ran by Erika Kirk, not ran, just sponsored by Erika Kirk, even though it was being subsidized by her organization she started in 2006 with her mother. I'm not saying that just because the person, the soldier that ran that orphanage also turned out to be tried for trafficking and, you know, the perverted stuff Epstein did on his island, but in Romania, or that Romania loves trafficking 87,000 kids out of their country through orphanages. I'm not saying that that's interesting, but I'm just saying that is interesting. So now we have Erika Kirk aligned, at the very least, unknowingly, with people who are trafficking 87,000 kids out of the country, in which she partook, according to the claims from the Romanians, that she left with several kids to Israel, which those kids were never seen again. We have Candace Owens yesterday turning out that, oh, what does Erika Kirk's mom do? Security? She has a security company where she provides security. And your husband's going around and saying he's morally opposed to your business plan? I don't know if you know this, but we live in a matriarchal society, biatch. You know what? Erika Kirk, I bet, listens to Taylor Swift. 100%. Big Tay-Tay fan. Secretly, but big Tay-Tay. Right? Husband's in the way. Now, it could also be Benjamin Netanyahu calls Raytheon and says, hey, your top salesman who sells us all our missiles, his son-in-law is talking a lot of crap about us. Can we fix that? Can we get that fixed? That'll be okay. And, you know, maybe the dad, you know, maybe old pop-in-law came in and said, Charlie, hey, big balls, love it. You know, love my grandkids. They're pretty sweet. Gonna need you to stop talking about my client. You know, talk about anything else. Listen, I'm all for it. Talk about everything else. You know, I hate Canada too. Let's go after Argentina. Venezuela sucks. Let's leave Israel alone. Because that's where Poppy makes all his money. It stinks to high heaven, people. It stinks to high heaven. And I'm beginning to think there's complicit behavior. I mean, and like mom and dad divorced. How many aliases did the mom have? 7 to 11 aliases she used within a like 10-year period, I think it was. All right. So were they really divorced? Were they really divorced, or are these guys just, you know, professional State Department I mean, really, honestly, the reason why now, once again, the fact that her father was the main salesman for Raytheon Israel, a Bush-owned company, and if there's anything we know about the Bushes is they love war. They love it. They love war. Listen, they love war. And you know what type of war they love the most? The ones they can lie about, right? They love those wars. Those are the best wars. And it just so happens Charlie Kirk's wife, her whole career was put into place by the Bushes. Now, I'm not saying George or Abe. I'm just saying it's very odd, right? Now, the whole thing you'll hear, it was a Trump pageant. A Trump pageant. Now, the only good pageants back then were Trump pageants. I don't think there was any other. I think there was, all right? So, I mean, it was just get over it, right? Trump had the best pageant, and therefore that was the only one showed on TV. It's like the dog show, the AKC, the American Cat Kennel, whatever. The American Kennel Club. Oh, you ever met a more annoying person than a dog breeder? No, I don't want to see your Shih Tzu, Karen. That's just dog breeders, all right? I mean, Erika Kirk is a typical Stepford wife. And here's the thing, the woman with a plan, right? Now, it could very easily be that she wanted 4 kids. Now she's claiming she's pregnant with miracle baby number 4. Now she knew, maybe she didn't need Charlie anymore. Maybe it was a black widow affair. Either way, Charlie Kirk messing with a lot of money. And people were getting
I've been
sick
Israel
of it.
many times. The whole country's a fortress. When I first heard this story, I still had the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find this very hard to believe. I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun that is an IDF soldier, right? The whole country is surveilled. And so let me just kind of go through this. We don't talk about Israeli politics very often, and most Americans don't know this. The last 9 months, Israel was on the brink of civil war. It's not an exaggeration. This judicial stuff, there were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu was basically redefining the Israeli constitution. That's not an exaggeration, right? He said the judicial branch has too much power. There were protests planned this week against Netanyahu, where they anticipated tens of thousands of people to take to the streets. That's all gone, Patrick. Netanyahu now has an emergency government and a mandate to lead. I'm not willing to go so far that saying that Netanyahu knew or there was intelligence here, but I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand down order? Was there a stand down order? 6 hours?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my take. That is my take on it. You don't like it because I'm right. You don't like it because I'm right. And I get it. Charlie Kirk's dead. He's not alive somewhere. He's not chilling out in the Bahamas, giggling away. We watched him die. And he was killed, more than likely, by family. And listen, no one knows how to clean up a crime scene better than a woman who owns a securities company. See, that Charlie memorial, that wasn't to honor Charlie. That was to transfer power to Erika Kirk. That's what that was. That's why it emphasized CEO and chair Erika Kirk. I'm getting all adamant out here, and I look over, and she's taking cat pics. Not actual cat pics. Like, And I don't blame her because I see him and he's looking really adorable. He does. He looks adorable right now. It makes me want to drop water on him, spray him with a little water. You know what? Let's take a break. Let's breathe. We've conquered the Erika Kirk case. For those of you who want to stick around, we got a couple other things I'd love to get your opinions on. One is kids under 16 are banned in Australia from having any social media accounts. Love to get your takes on that. And then we've got some fatherly advice for our, you know what we might actually do. Let's break it up. Let's play some dad advice on social media. We'll play some music, and we'll come back and we'll tackle this here. All right. We'll be back in a few. Here is some good dad advice for social media, everybody.
I keep my daughter, 9 years old, away from this danger from the internet? Only two things. One, you actually don't let her spend time on it, which, as you know, is very hard because everybody in her world will be on it. Two, and this is the most important, the only way, I have a 13-year-old daughter, and I think about this a lot. This is my number one thing that I'm most passionate about, period, in the end of the world. Number one way to protect a child is to build their self-esteem. When a child is not insecure, they don't succumb to danger. Make sure she's confident about who she is, her brains, isn't overly reliant on how she looks. Build her actual self-esteem, because you're not going to be able to watch her every minute. No, I can't. But if you I know you do, which is why I'm telling you this. I can sense that you realize it. If you make her confident in who she is, that she's amazing the way she is, she will not succumb to other people, and that is how she will navigate. It's the best answer I received. Thank you very much.
I know, I'm sorry.
In a sink, what the hell makes you think that I want to be in here? Tell me, are you being serious? Can you not tell from my meow? I don't want to be here right now. Take me out and give me a towel. Don't be nefarious, cause I'm a clean cat in the...
All right. Oh, bad. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the tail end of our live show on X, YouTube, and Facebook. We will be going live on TikTok tonight. We will be asking everyone who they think, if they think Erika Kirk had any involvement in what happened with Charlie Kirk. And also we will be asking about cell phones. Now, I know that everybody's saying cell phones are horrible for kids. I'm just going to play devil advocate here and say, it's sort of bad for kids, but I have a real problem with what's going on in school systems right now. It is my part. I get upset. Last time I checked, it was a public school. All right. So first of all, what that means is all the cameras in the school, if you request freedom of information, they have to give it to you. They have to. Right now, listen, cell phones are one of the worst distractions. A kid should not have a cell phone. Even Steve Jobs went on and said that kids shouldn't have cell phones. And I believe that too. Kids need time to let their brains grow. And there is a serious link between social anxiety sensory deprivation from kids that were raised on cell phones, raised on touch screens, raised on computers. That was their only babysitter. All right. But the Australian government has come up with their own idiotic way, to fix this dilemma. Right. Of course, yeah, this is the same government that went around and tackled people for drinking coffee without a mask. All right. So let's just take that grain of salt, but we'll play this clip.
Responsibility. We know they can and should do better to address harms on their platforms for user safety. The Online Safety Amendment, Social Media Minimum Age Bill 2024, reducing a minimum age of 16 to have an account on age-restricted social media platforms. The bill puts the onus on social media platforms, not parents or young people, to take reasonable steps to ensure fundamental protections are in place.
All right. That's fair. I mean, I think you talk to anyone, they're like, yeah, all right. Social media gets the brunt. Social media gets the brunt. So what I mean by that is if they don't have a way to identify their users through government ID, then they will be fined up to $50 million. Now, I didn't say if it was per or if it was just one lump sum. But essentially, they're telling social media, listen, you need a way to ID these people. Now, this is a long debate in the internet community. Should there be anonymity? Or should everyone be forced? Should everyone be forced to show their ID before getting on the internet train? Before you get on the Google Express, do you have to show your ID? I mean, that's up for debate. It's not just showing your ID. You have to verify who you are. So there's no anonymity anymore. Now, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? There's arguments to both sides here. You know, for me, I don't care. But I know Golden Dong Goat Pony Boy 63 who gets on there and likes to troll people to elicit a response. He's going to have a hard time with this because we're going to find out it's Seth Stevens in, Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge. What's a horrible state to live in? Indiana. I don't know why I didn't think of Nebraska there. The reason why I didn't place that guy in Nebraska was because no one in Nebraska knows how to troll properly. Just sort of escapes them. They don't know how to do it. So obviously, I think most parents agree. Hey, social media. In social media, they do Facebook. Not so much X, but Facebook, Instagram, the TikTokers, they like their kid market. YouTube loves the kid market. Oh my God, all day long. They should, there should be some responsibility. Like, hey, don't be picking on young kids. Pick on someone your own size. Take advantage of 21-year-old Emma. She'll still spend money. Don't do it to 12-year-old Jim and give him a complex. But then I started watching news reports.
We're told Australia's world-first social media ban is what's best for under 16s. But will it protect or punish our kids?
For the good of Noah, for the good of their well-being.
I think that this is digital inclusion and this is unfair.
The ban is coming on December the 10th, when the tech companies behind YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, Reddit, Kick and Twitch will be required to block underage accounts.
I think December 10th is really going to be mayhem. I think we're going to wake up that morning and there'll be many of us that are shocked to find that we're not on the platforms we've come to know and
Can we pause and examine this person who is advocating for kids under the age of 16 to have social media accounts? Can we just take a look at this beautiful, independent woman? As for some reason, she, unlike millions of parents, dare I say billions, but we'll go millions of parents across the world, think social media is bad for the kids. And this professor, Lisa Gibbons, and believe me, I think she given a lot, is saying it's a little too. And the craziest part is how she phrases it. She includes herself in the phrase. Now, I do believe, now this could be wrong, I was taught never to ask a woman her age, but judging that I don't know what her pronouns are, I'm going to just assume I also don't believe she's under 16.
To block underage accounts.
I think December 10th is really going to be mayhem. I think we're going to wake up that morning
Professor Lisa Gibbon is going to wake up that morning.
and there'll be many of us that are shocked to find that we're not on the platforms we've come to know and love.
Why would you be on a platform that you know and love? Am I the only one that's just a little weirded out that Lisa Gibbons is pissed off that is she catfishing people pretending to be 13? Well, not after December 10th. Boo hum. Boo hum diddy. That's unfortunate. How's she going to talk about cucumbers and Satan?
Teenage social networks could suddenly disappear, with Meta moving early to purge 500,000 children from Facebook and Instagram from December the 4th. TikTok plans to deactivate 200,000 Australian users aged between 13 and 15, while Snapchat block underage accounts.
Stop trying to silence the youth because we are the next generation and we have opinions and we're going to share them.
And of course, I think this is ABC. Who is this? Who is this? Let me find out here. I think it's an ABC affiliate. Disney. Of course it's Disney. Disney has a problem with this. There's a little news deconstruction for you. Out of all the networks that have a problem with this, Disney goes full on stint. It's a bad idea.
But some, such as 14-year-old TikTok creator Zoe Bender, won't be going quietly.
We will all be upset. We are not happy about it. We're not okay with it. None of us are. Anyone that is saying that kids are excited.
Look at this, Mom. What a pile of garbage. What a pile of garbage. What has she created? Where's the dad? I think we know. I think we know Papa. Papa's not there.
Excited or parents are excited are wrong. I'm just adding a little bit more mascara.
While an adult holds Zoe's account, she's uncertain about what will happen to her 43,000 followers.
And now I'm just going to put on a little bit of this.
43,000. You let your daughter. It's not like that country is that big. You know, and What creep at ABC found this girl to go get an interview with her? You know what I'm saying? It's like there was someone that said, "Oh, you know, come on, you want to be on big time news?" I just what the
Account could very well be flagged or banned. I don't want to lose my creative outlet. I don't want to lose my platform. I don't.
block Zoe Bender. Go on TikTok, find Zoe Bender, block. Dude, yes, absolutely. It's very anti-libertarian of me. I get it. But, I mean, I'm not doing it because she's a kid. I'm not doing it. I'm doing it because, first of all, very annoying. Very annoying. What an annoying little brat. Block Zoe. Campaign hashtag block Zoe Bender. All 15 of us. We will rue. She will rue the day. She'll rue the day someone told her no. This little girl has never been told no. No. You know the one thing she needs to be told yes? That nose. Look at that nose. I'm just saying, before you lose all that money, nose job. Funny people know it.
My friends too. I don't want my followers to feel alone because a lot of them had said that social media is the place that really gives them a community.
They're our kids. It should be our choice and our responsibility to ensure that they are safe online.
Mama's making some money off a daughter's account. Not very happy about it. Oh shit. I mean, this is absolutely insane here.
Before the final one, and unfortunately it was just, she'd gone to such a dark place with it all.
And then of course, you know, there's always a sad story.
Media lecturer Catherine.
I mean, is it the parents' choice to monitor their kids, to prevent their kids? Obviously. I mean, that's not the argument we're making here. We're just saying that social media companies shouldn't pander to kids who aren't old enough to buy liquor and cigarettes. You know what? I mean, we all agree. We all agree, well, some of us, that our wonderful children can go to war at 18. And I love the stories. They're like, well, old Johnny, he slipped in when he was 12. But we let him go kill the Germans anyway, you know? But now we're not smart enough. Now our children are not smart enough to know whether to smoke cigarettes or not until they're 21. They're not smart enough to know whether to drink alcohol or not until they're 21. But they can go to war and vote at 18. And I'm just saying, you know, like, if we feel that they're smart enough to harm their bodies at 21, well, then let's just make it 21. You know, let's just make it 21. Or we make everything 16. You know why they did 16? It's because you can legally get married at 16 in some states. Whoa. All right. You want to... I like that. First, my dear queen, we know somebody who loves Campbell soup, don't we? Loves it. Absolutely adores Campbell soup. And unfortunately, I did not want to have to... I don't know if they're watching or not, but there's some disturbing footage out there, ladies and gentlemen, coming from Campbell Soup's CEO. Do you see this? Not a good look for Campbell Soup.
Former Campbell Soup Company employee is taking legal action against the food giant, and he's making some explosive allegations about one of its top executives. Good evening, and thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Ty Steele.
I'm Kimberly Gill. Those allegations are now at the center of a lawsuit claiming the company's vice president went on an hour-long tirade attacking the company's products and employees before taking aim at its customers.
And the former employee recorded it all. Eric Erickson shares that recording and what the company is saying about it.
We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit?
And that's just part of an over an hour-long rant, says former security analyst for Campbell's, Robert Garza of Monroe.
I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's unhealthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at it, look at me, bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. You?
The recording allegedly of Campbell's VP and Chief Information Security Officer Martin Bally.
He has no filter.
Bally, along with another supervisor and Campbell Soup Company.
First of all, that guy is thrilled to have that recording. Can you imagine as you sit there recording, it's like, oh, this is just, no, John, absolutely right.
Named in a lawsuit filed Thursday. The suit claiming Bally made racist remarks, admits to coming to work high, and Garza fired for coming forward.
What do you think about the things that he was saying?
Oh, just pure disgust.
Garza says he usually worked remotely for Campbell's headquarters based in Camden, New Jersey. But thinking he'd be discussing his salary with Bally, he says the recording taken in person at a restaurant.
They couldn't think for the themselves. I'm like, you dumb
Garza says he felt sick after the rant, deciding to go to his direct supervisor in January, keeping the recordings to himself.
He had never had any disciplinary action. They had never written him up for poor work performance.
Garza says no one at Campbell's ever followed up, and it's taken him 10 months to find a new job, calling the way the canned soup company handled it simply terrible.
They have a motto, like we treat you like family, here at Campbell's, come work for us, we treat our employees like family. That's not the case.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you some serious advice here. If at any point you are applying for a job and the person interviewing you says, we're all family here, you run. You run. You run. Because you do not know what type of family that is. And family just means you have to accept a bunch of BS. You run. You run from that. If their selling point is that we're family, if it's in the job description, we're family, they're not family. You run away. You run away. Campbell Soup. Turns out, bioengineered meat. Is anyone surprised? Is anyone really surprised? I don't think so. All right, everybody. I think we've covered everything of major importance today. Don't you? There's a lot of stuff we left on the table with Erika Kirk that we talked about. Anything in particular you want to call out? You sent me a bunch of good stuff at the end there. I got pretty distracted. You know why I got distracted? Do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because I got a phone call just seconds before the show started by the Pickin' Dickens and their new single, Trailer Comic. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for following us on Phantom Facts. Give us a like, subscribe, and we'll leave it here with old Trailer Comic.
Just a young one, not more than 23, and old Tommy met at Memphis 503. He was from the swampland and I was from the hills. and send me on my way. Way up north the days are cold and heaters barely heat. Plants don't grow and lizards die and dogs are stuck inside. And if you had a ball that was dry, old Tommy, he didn't mind. He'd just light a swisher sweet and help you on your feet. Tommy, light me a strong one. Tommy, smoke a green one. Tommy, roll a timber and send me on my way. Tommy, light me a strong one. Tommy, smoke a green one. Tommy, roll a timber and send me on my way.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. This is our virus of the following steps. If exposed, remove the